right, welcome back to Let Her Glow. We are going to jump right into it. We have got a packed episode. And one of the things that I hear so much when people say, "What do you do?" And I say, I am a burnout prevention coach and speaker. And I also help women get visible online. And the response that I have been getting probably 90% of the time lately is from amazing women, probably just like the ones listening to this show right now, who say, "Oh, that's nice, Janet. I'm not in burnout. I'm not facing burnout. I don't think I'm on the brink of that." And of course, I understand why you would say that because I used to say the exact same thing. People would say, "Wow, sounds like you're really busy. Sounds like you're juggling a lot." And I would say, "Yes, things are just so busy, but things are good. They're good. I'm fine. I'm good." Right. And actually, I was not good. I never used the word burnout until I actually took a break from all the things that were dimming my light. And that's when I started to realize what it actually is. So I am a burnout prevention coach and speaker. I work with individuals, amazing high-powered women, as well as teams on burnout prevention and strategies to get you to reignite your light and come back glowing brighter than ever. So let's get into it because I actually have 10 signs that you are in burnout or approaching burnout. So these are your 10 warning signals. So my challenge to you is if you answered yes to more than a few of these, you need to wake up and pay attention and make sure that you are taking care of yourself and you are taking steps to make sure you do not end up in burnout. All right. Number 1, chronic irritability. The frustrations make you snap, even tiny ones. Also, you find yourself annoyed by small things you'd normally shrug off. So this is one of those things. Maybe most days things don't bother you that much. And then all of a sudden, boom, the toothpaste cap is left on the counter and you freak out, right? It's little things like that that suddenly pop up when you are in burnout or running really close to burnout. So that's number 1. Number 2, emotional numbness. You feel disconnected from things you used to care about and you're just going through the motions. This is one of those signs that I think we miss a lot. We just think maybe we're going through a season where we don't feel connected. Maybe we don't want to go to as many social events or we're missing our friends, but we're not really doing anything about it. This was actually one of the early signs for me that I knew something was wrong because someone invited me to an event that normally I would be so excited to attend, and I didn't really feel anything. And it wasn't like I don't want to go or I don't want to be there. It was just, okay, I guess I'll go. Or the day would come of the actual event and I had no interest. I just was like, whatever. I didn't even care about sacrificing the money that I paid for a ticket. So you may notice this brunch with girlfriends. Maybe that used to be so exciting and you still look forward to it. And then now you get the invite and you're like, and you just don't light up. So again, emotional numbness. Number 3, elevated anxiety. This was probably my true wake up call when I was in the height of juggling everything and what ended up turning into burnout. I would wake up with dread right away. I would just wake up in the morning and dread everything. And I didn't really have a reason to dread anything in particular, but I just had this like feeling in the pit of my stomach that it was either going to be a bad day or that something bad was going to happen. I was waiting for bad news. And even when things were good, it was like I was waiting for something to go wrong. So elevated anxiety. I also tell the story on one of the earlier episodes of this show about having a full-blown panic attack in my car right before my workday. Again, anxiety is a very, very real emotion or something that's happening to you, so pay attention. Number 4 is declining focus. Ideas slip, you forget meetings or lose track of things mid-task, or you feel foggy. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. I am in perimenopause. So there are definitely some symptoms that go along with that I'm sure some of the women listening are battling that if you're in perimenopause or full-blown menopause. So yes, we've heard about brain fog and distraction and all that stuff. This is a little bit different in that it's going to be recurring and it is going to continue, and it's usually around certain activities only. I will say that's the biggest difference between the brain fog that I have in general, maybe from perimenopause, versus a brain fog or fogginess that comes with burnout. My fogginess is more when I start thinking about what lights me up and I'm not able to see past that. So, again, declining focus is another one. Number 5 is cynicism. So, your internal voice is biting, you assume the worst, and you find meaning harder to see. So, this is one of those things where all of a sudden, everywhere you look, you start to think the worst. You think the worst in people, you think the worst in situations. Again, I talked a little bit about that dread, the emotional numbness. It's kind of the same thing, but now it's taking it a step further. And so instead of just being numb, you're just downright cynical. Everything is kind of turning you off. And you also don't really have a positive response to problem solving. So if someone says, hey, here's something that I used or I've tried, you're not even open to hearing that because you're kind of so stuck in the middle of all of it. Number 6 is low quality sleep. You sleep enough hours, but you wake up heavy or you're tired despite your rest. This is one, oh my gosh, I see this in so many organizations when I come in to chat about burnout prevention. At least half the room raises their hand when I talk about struggling with sleep, whether it is not getting enough sleep, waking up in the middle of the night, having insomnia, not feeling rested even after you sleep, or even taking a nap and still not feeling rested. So sleep disturbances is such a huge flag because it means that your nervous system is not able to process everything. And so it comes out in sleep. I always say if we do not slow down long enough and take care of ourselves, our bodies are going to do it for us. Number 7, persistent illness. Your body bugs out. You get colds, muscle tension, digestive upset, headaches. Oh my gosh, I remember going in for a massage, and the first thing my massage therapist said to me was that my shoulders felt like the weight of the world were on them. They were so tight. I also didn't even realize there were several moments I was sitting in my cubicle when I still worked in corporate America, and I could feel my shoulders up and tight, and they were not relaxed. And so even now, as I start to get through any of those old residual feelings, like if I start to feel that anxiety bubble up or anything that's coming back, I have to relax my shoulders because that's where I feel it. So maybe ask yourself where you carry your stress because a lot of times it's in your shoulders and also it could be things like digestion and other stuff. Number 8 is overstimulation. So you have energy bursts, but then you crash. Noise, lights, social interaction exhaust you. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't tell you how many times over the last few years I used the excuse that I was an introvert and an empath in order to avoid going to social situations. Here's the funny thing. I've been out of that burnout, out of that corporate role, and all the things that maybe I felt were a bad fit for me just a couple of months. I've been out of it just a couple of months. I actually am no longer convinced that I am that hermit crab that I thought I was. Am I an introvert? Yes, nothing's changing there. I'm still an introvert. But I will tell you that this introvert is now finding so much fun and excitement in going into rooms that I'm allowed to light up. So a lot of times it's just the environment maybe that is showing you you're not a good fit. But again, overstimulation can definitely be a sign of burnout because if you're starting to notice that every little thing gets on your nerves, you might want to pay attention. Number 9 is withdrawal. You skip calls, social time, projects, or you hide or avoid social activities. So I used to have a women's organization here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that was called the Every Heart Project. It was a membership-based organization for women with heart who wanted to connect. And I would see time and time again, women would RSVP to events, say how excited they were, and then they would not show up. And then when I would reach out to them the day after the event and say, hey, missed you at this event, was hoping to hug your neck, I would always get the same responses from certain people. And it was things like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with me. I just couldn't bring myself to want to go. or I just really haven't been attending much lately. I really want to get back out there, but I had a hard time. So, withdrawing from things, especially things that you used to love and want to do, that is a classic sign. So, pay attention. Lack of self care is number 10, probably one of the most important ones. This is the excuse of you don't have time. So usually it's you don't have time for the things that light you up, but it's also things like rest, joy, fun. I was at an event recently and everybody was talking about coming up with a walk on song, right? A song that you can play that is your song's gonna pump you up and get you excited. And I kind of sat there for a moment and I froze because I didn't really have that. I was like, what is my walk on song? So currently I am playing with walk on songs. I am listening to lots of new music. Side note, I'm slightly obsessed with the new Taylor Swift album. And as someone who was not really a Swiftie before this, I think I'm starting to resonate with a lot of her lyrics and messaging. So watch out, could be a Taylor Swift song. If you're listening to this podcast, I would love to know your walk on song or what gets you excited again and what lights you up as I'm trying to find mine. Maybe you might inspire somebody else. So, again, these are the top 10 warning signs of burnout. All the women I'm talking to lately, when we talk about burnout prevention, are basically telling me they are not in burnout, but that they are overwhelmed and they are juggling a lot. However, when I ask them these 10 questions, I'm not even going to lie to you when I can tell you the majority of them have raised their hand, at least 5 or 6 of them. So if this is you, I want you to lean in, pay attention. This could be a wake up call. Also, be sure to download. I have a free resource for you that is a burnout prevention guide. It is a weekly reset. It is a PDF document that I'm just going to gift to you. I will put it in the show notes and hopefully this helps you. It also has the 10 warning signs of burnout in it. I really want you to take this, reflect on it, and make sure you are choosing yourself again. My name is Janet Bernstein. This is Let Her Glow. Friendly reminder, you can get the new book, Let Her Glow, on Amazon. It is available in paperback and Kindle. And that is all the show we have today. And we will see you again soon. Take care.